Welcome back, League Mates and listeners. This is the Week 12 primer. We're going to be previewing every single game for the NFL slate Thursday through Monday. We're recording this on Tuesday, November 19th. So the lines and spreads might be adjusting a little bit, but we're going to be showing you all the points per games for the wide receivers and running backs allowed. Give you just maybe some possible game scripts going on in this Week 12 slate. So let's get stuck right into it. The first fart fest of the week. Just kidding. Dude, the Browns, that was a fun game last week.
Did you watch
got it right. No, that was a noon game. I wasn't able to watch
you were at the
any of the noon slates. That we can talk about the Bears and the Packers once we get to the Packers later on. But yeah. No, I got a notification for Judy because he was on my team. And I was like, oh, that's nice. It's about time something like that happens. But I don't think they're going to be playing as good against Pittsburgh. I wouldn't think, just because they are a solid team, but they are allowing quite a few points to the wide receivers and running backs, which is kind of surprising.
Yeah. My take on this game, I mean, I think this is weird because it's like a game you really think the Steelers are going to win. But in the past, apparently, this has been a game that the Steelers lose. Like, they've been, road favorites against a team that's like 2-3 wins. They actually lose these games a lot. I don't think that'll be the case here. I think they'll win the game, but I don't think it'll be pretty. It's probably going to be close to what the Ravens-Steelers game was last week, which we were completely off on. It did turn into one of those divisional low-scoring games, which is probably what this will be. I am having a hard time wanting to start any Pittsburgh Steeler minus George Pickens.
That's what I was thinking too. This is, I think, the lowest over-under on for the week entirely, and it is just two teams that have kind of offenses that can definitely sputter out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not really playing anyone with a lot of confidence. There are some players that I feel like you have to, like maybe Njoku, maybe Pickens, like you said.
Pickens, for sure, you play. I think Njoku has been great. I think if you need to, like for a flex start, I think, those weirdo Cleveland receivers, I think they're okay. I almost favor playing Cleveland players over Steeler players.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
I'm not dying to play anyone. I think Pickens will have a good game. He's been having good games no matter what, it seems like.
He has like a good floor. He kind of changed from this big boomer plus player to just kind of like a very consistent 10 points. It feels like you're always going to get from him.
And I think that's honestly because he is a boomer bust guy, because all of his a good handful of his targets are big plays. So I mean, he's bound to get one every game, and that's why his floor is so high, is because he gets a big play basically every game, one or two big plays, and that'll get you what he needs. So yeah, I think Pickens, Njoku, and if you need a weirdo flex start, one of like Jerry Jeudy or something like that.
Yeah, we both chose the Steelers. Let's see who we chose for the next game.
Minnesota at Chicago. Chicago coming off a heartbreaker.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the people talking about like the Packers did some illegal shit on the block? Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen that we did illegal shit, but I saw that we had, coming into the game, our special teams coach knew we were going to get a block because he found some sort of flaw or something in.
Apparently Santos, I think it's what it is, Carlos Santos, he has a really, really low trajectory on his kicks. So that's why they thought he was going to get one. And they got a really important one. Anyway.
Yeah, but I can speak on, that was just hilarious being surrounded by Bears fans in Soldier Field. This is my first road game in Chicago at all. And the most classic Bears-Packers game that I could have ever asked for, of just having these Bears fans with their hopes super high and they come crashing down right at the end.
Yeah, it's perfect for a Packer fan. Absolutely perfect.
But this does have a high over-under, which is pretty interesting with how these defenses are playing.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, for me, I mean, I think Minnesota will win. Chicago's looks pretty rough. For players that I'm feeling good about starting, I mean, I'm feeling good about Justin Jefferson. In theory, Aaron Jones should be good, but I don't know. I've been let down by him quite a bit here recently.
I was going to say, this looks like a spot where you would love some Aaron Jones, but you've been burned recently.
I have. I've been burned. Minnesota's been pretty stingy against the run, so it's hard to say.
Yeah, I don't know where that came out of, because it was like the Eagles and the Chiefs were always up there as one of the best teams against the run, and Minnesota just shot right up there.
I'm curious if they've had easy matchups recently, or just they played not good teams.
I think they played Jonathan Taylor in the past.
I'm looking up their thing right away. So they played Tennessee, Jacksonville, Indianapolis. So yeah, there's Indy and the Rams. So there's two games before that. I mean, Kyron and JT, that's two good players. So maybe be a little cautious with Swift.
And Swift did kind of have a bad week last week. It was that 40-yard run. That was a touchdown. If you take that away, I think that was a pretty mediocre week from Swift. So I would be, if you're battling between two running backs, maybe choose someone other than Swift, but he's not terrible.
I agree. Ooh, baby. Tommy DeVito and the Giants taking on Tampa Bay. I'm going to let you talk about this first since you're a Danny Dimes owner in Dynasty.
Yeah, I am a Danny Dimes owner, and I did know that the end was coming after the bye. I predicted that, but I picked up Drew Lock in Dynasty.
Oh, the wrong one.
Instead of the Italian Stallion. So that's pretty disappointing. But I think this is one of the best weeks that they could make a quarterback switch because Tampa Bay is pretty putrid against the pass and just they're a weak defense all around the board, and they are the number one defense against, or the worst defense against quarterbacks, like allowing points for. And yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be kind of gross playing the quarterbacks potentially, but I feel like all the weapons should be kind of eating in this.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. In redraft, I've got quite a few people on bye, receivers specifically, and Wandale is a guy on my bench. I'm actually feeling pretty confident about playing him this week just based on matchup. I feel pretty good about a lot of the skill position players in this game. More so on the Giants side, I think, just because Tampa Bay's been so bad. But...
Yeah, I'm excited to put Neighbors back in my lineup after a bye. It's a little scary just because you have no idea what the connection is going to be like. Like, it could be way worse than what Daniel Jones was doing. At least he was targeting him like 10 times a game.
Yep, that was what I was thinking too. It's like, where like I want to play, like Wandale seems like I should be confident playing him just based off matchup, but it's like, we don't know what the offense is going to be like with DeVito. I think I'll probably end up ripping it anyway, but it's a little scary. It's a little sketchy.
Yeah, the matchup is definitely there, and I would just kind of trust the process with it. It's a leap of faith.
On Tampa Bay side, I mean, they've been leaning on their running backs a lot with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin out. So, I mean, Bucky Irving, Rashad White, both those guys probably will have a lot of touches in a pretty decent week. They've had pretty good, both of them, like they've both been performing. So it's not just like you got to pick between the two. Either one you got, I think is a worthwhile play.
Yeah, and we both chose the Bucks, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Giants pull out this crazy home win after making a quarterback swap and getting that. I feel like that's always happens when you make a big switch, that there's a huge boost in like morale and team spirit. So that will be interesting. Honestly, the Giants should just throw Daniel Jones in at running back because that dude can run.
He can run. That you're not wrong. He's a little tall for running back, I think.
Yeah. But
he can run, that's for sure. But yeah, I think I agree. I think this game could go either way. I think this might be a fun game to watch, actually. Against, like, you don't look at these teams and think, like, two good teams going at it, but it's going to be, like, a fun one to watch. I think it'll be competitive.
I would choose this over the Thanksgiving Giants-Dallas game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I advise everyone who's not a Dallas Cowboys fan and whose team is not playing the Dallas Cowboys, don't watch that. It's just putrid. I can't stand watching the Dallas Cowboys play football.
No, I think everyone should watch it, minus the Dallas Cowboy fans. You guys are going to be the ones that are hurt the most, and your holidays are gonna get.
And you know what? At this point, I'm not even like mad when I watch them anymore. It's just like it can only be good. Like I can only be surprised by things happening. But also, I don't like watching Cooper Rush play football, and I really want Trey Lance.
It's just so shocking how much changed from last year, even though you guys didn't really change.
Well,
like, minus losing some defensive players, but like your offense looks completely different after just losing Pollard. I guess
Cooks hasn't played all year. I mean, offensive line is just worse. When your offense runs through one guy specifically, it's really hard to be good. I think when it runs through one guy and you don't have a run game. Like if we had any semblance of a threat in the beginning of the year with Dak at QB, I think it would have been different. But anyway, don't even talk about the Cowboys anymore. Let's move on. I can talk about them all day. New England and Miami. Miami picking it up a little bit here now with Tua back. It's fun to see. Tyreek Hill still kind of a bum, if I'm being honest with you. Kind of annoying.
Yeah. I mean, 16 a touchdown is not that. I wouldn't say it's bum, but it's disappointing for where you drafted him in the first round. I would agree. And yeah, this is another kind of easy matchup for Miami. Last week was against Vegas, and they are a team that kind of likes to beat up on easier matchups and have a tougher time with that good matchups. So I'm kind of expecting the same thing that we saw from last week, minus maybe some of those targets from Jonnu Smith go to Tyreek and Wandale.
Right.
Jalen Waddle.
Jonnu Smith is just a target hog wherever he goes. I don't understand what it is about Jonnu Smith, but he just takes targets wherever he goes.
Well, yeah, this is actually a 15 target game because this is a revenge game for Jonnu.
Oh my God, you're so right. Oh man, I need to pick up Jonnu Smith right now. He needs to be on my team.
But I'm actually the one player, and I'll just tell you now, but I was really liking Hunter Henry in his matchup for this, just because New England is going to be I'm assuming they're going to be behind. And it has been shown that he is kind of Drake May's number one receiving option.
Yep.
So I kind of like him on that side. Stevenson is all right. Like, you have some Stevenson. How do you feel about him the
I
past
feel
couple of
okay.
weeks?
I feel pretty good about Stevenson. They're not like Miami's not exceptional against the run. I could see New England getting down. Ramondre's always like not always gonna be in the field, but he's not gonna like just disappear if they get down. He'll still be in the game, and they're still gonna run the ball. I think he's a perfectly fine play. I think he's gonna get you that floor of 8 points, and like if that's what you need on your team, you need a safe 8, 9, 10. Get him in there. I mean, for a guy that only has him right now, basically, because other running. Oh, actually, that's not even true. Javonte Williams just decided to play football again, so I'm set. We're all good. Anyway, Ramondre Stevenson, I think I'm perfectly comfortable playing him. I'm not worried
And
about it.
what about the running backs on the other side? Because this does look like a really tough matchup for running backs.
Yeah, I mean, there's only one running back you can play on Miami. It's only
And it's
Achane. You can't play. Yeah, you can't play any other ones. They're not really involved at this point anymore, or if they are, they're not very productive.
And even though it is a scary number, Achane's been getting so much work in the passing game that I'm not really worried about it.
I almost feel like he's not fully, but he's pretty matchup proof just because he does so much and he is such a big part of the pass game. Like I think he's be fine. Like I would never worry about a matchup.
Yeah. I would kind of just then for the receivers kind of avoid the New England receivers until someone like really breaks out.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone will.
And then Waddle, I think I'm sitting or maybe even dropping him at this point.
Yeah, no Joe Mixon in this game. Don't do it. This number is not real. Whatever number you're seeing on the screen right now, don't believe it.
He might be my touchdown guarantee of the week, though. It's looking very nice on this screen.
I'm telling you, I'm not doing it. That's for sure. I'm not doing it. But yeah, I mean, I don't think this game. Well, here's the thing about the Titans. They haven't won a lot of games. For the good portion of most of these games, they keep it close. So it's never really truly a blowout until later. So I think Houston will win this game.
I think there's going to be a lot of interceptions in this game.
I could see that being very true.
And yeah, it is all really gross. I mean, obviously you're throwing Mixon in regardless, so he's going to be in your lineup. Pollard might be someone that I'm going to be looking to steer away from this week if I have different options. But then, like, the points per game for the wide receivers on the Titans, that looks pretty tough. Nico just got back. I didn't watch that game. You definitely did.
I think the Texans' passing offense hasn't really been all that great this year, and especially like okay against the Cowboys, but most of their damage really came on the ground, as most people's have against the Cowboys. I would honestly steer away. Like you're gonna play Nico Collins, you're gonna play.
I don't think you have to tank. I don't think you have to. No.
So I think play Nico Collins if you have him, but don't feel obligated to play anyone else because this could be a yikes for those receivers.
Did he look 100% out there?
Yeah, he looked fine. He looked good. I guess I don't really recall how quick he ever was. He's more of a big body guy, right?
Yeah, he's like very strong. I mean, he definitely has. He definitely plays more like AJ, DK, like has the speed, but also has the strength.
He looked fine. I think they were kind of easing him in a little bit last game. He didn't see the field, I feel like, as much, or at least I didn't notice him as much as I thought I would. So I think maybe they were just taking their time getting him back in since they knew they probably didn't really need him too much during that game. So
and then
I think he'll maybe get more of a role.
On the Titans side, it looks like Calvin Ridley could be a smashed play this week.
Nick Westbrook-Ikine, get him in your DFS lineups, bro. That guy's a beast.
Might have to run that back, honestly.
I'm trying to pick him up in redraft right now. I'll give you the inside scoop. I might be playing that guy this week. If I'm out players, I'll take a chance at a touchdown, dude. That's what I'm saying.
And a 98-yard touchdown.
Exactly. I saw that. I'm like, God, no way. This guy, man. Oy, this game. Good Lord.
Last week, we were blessed with some amazing games. This week feels like a different story where there's just like some very blah games.
Yeah, I mean, the Chiefs are going to win this game. It's probably not going to be close. I think you were talking about playing Chuba Hubbard in Dynasty. He could have a rough week.
No, I don't want to play Chuba Hubbard. I just have to because I could play Jalen Coker maybe over him. Like that might be an option.
I would rather just play Chuba because he's going to get touches, man.
Yeah. That's where my head was at, but yeah, the matchup is not nice for Chuba. It looks like Brooks is going to get his first start this week too, potentially. So that's not a nice welcoming party to the NFL against the Chiefs either. And I really, I'm not going to play anyone if I don't have to on the Carolina side because, it looks cushy for the points for the receivers, but I believe Spagnuolo is just going to destroy Bryce Young back there.
Yep. I fully agree. Kansas City side, I think play who you got for the most part. Play Kelsey. Will it be Pacheco this week? Do we know?
It looks like he'll be back, but I'm still starting Hunt with full confidence.
I think play both. If you have one or the other.
I would if I have both of them on my team and I have one spot open, I think I'm choosing Hunt over Pacheco until I see the workload shift.
Yeah, I don't hate it. Xavier Worthy, at least from the parts that I watched, he looked like he was getting force-fed a couple targets here and there, or at least touches even. I think I'm even okay. I'm okay with playing him as well.
I don't hate that. What about? I really don't think they're gonna need their receivers that much though.
Like I'm not like I mean probably you're gonna play D-Hop. You're probably gonna play Xavier. You're probably gonna play all these guys. Not all of them are gonna eat. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be mostly running backs, but
yeah, that's why I'm so confident in Hunt this week is because I feel like they're not gonna really need Pacheco this week.
Yeah.
So they're just gonna be like, we're gonna give him some more time to come back. This will just be a nice like getting back into the groove of things, and we can just force feed Hunt.
I agree. Another probably not good game. Dallas at Washington. Who knows? Dallas is on the road. They are a team that tends to only win on the road these days, so maybe they'll surprise us. I don't really think so. Play your Austin Eckler and Brian Robinson. They're going to have a good day. I think Jaden Daniels is a good play. I think play your Commanders is the gist of this entire thing. Play your Commanders. Play CeeDee Lamb. He still gets a million targets. He's going to have, I wasn't even like really paying attention to how many points he had yesterday, and it didn't seem like he was doing anything, but he still comes out with like 15 points. Like I don't understand how it's possible that a guy gets the ugliest 15 every game. It's crazy. But
yeah,
play
when
him.
You hit over 10 targets, you're bound to get some points, but I fully agree with all of that. What was Ferguson's injury? It was
concussion. So I don't know. I'm not convinced you need to play him. I think like we were talking about Hunter Henry before. If you have Jake Ferguson, even if he is playing, that's a guy I might pivot to instead. Like I don't really trust. I think the people you can play on Dallas is CD every week and Rico in a good matchup.
Yeah,
this is a good matchup. This could be a week that you play Rico, but that's about it. Like they do tend to target tight ends, but like I don't know. This offense is not good.
Brandon Cooks is coming back though, right?
I feel
he's gonna change it.
I don't know if Cooper Rush can be able to hit him though.
How did Mingo look?
He was there. He ran some routes. I mean, I can't make any judgments on Mingo right now because Cooper Rush is playing quarterback. I've seen Cooper, there were a lot of throws yesterday where I'm like, man, this guy is bad. This guy is not good at football.
You could have played better. Flag football QB1 out there.
Facts. I think he's a nice little depth piece. They're taking a shot on a guy. I'll make my judgment of him next year when he has a real quarterback.
What number was he wearing?
81. Not a fan. It looks pretty gross. I'm not gonna lie. I hope like someone right now has his number and he couldn't take it. Like he couldn't take it from him. And next year he changed. That's what I hope.
Guys, I asked for 18. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what he should be wearing 18. That's what it feels like. Who is wearing 18? I don't know.
Tolbert?
Tolbert's 1. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. This could be a good game.
Or do the Lions do it again?
I could see the Lions also doing it again. I mean, you're going to play JT. You have to play JT. But, like, do I really want to play anyone else? Not really.
I think potentially Richardson is a really risky play. This could be, like, a game where, like, he's down a bunch. He has to come back, launch the ball. He has to use his legs. There could be a ton of garbage points for a Rich, which could be really nice. I'm not going to be playing because I think it's way too risky.
Oh yeah, if you're really struggling and you need someone, it's an option. I think. Yeah.
Like if you're down, like if you're going up against the best team in the league, maybe and you need like someone that's going to drop 30. Like okay, maybe I'll take a shot on this guy now.
Everyone in Detroit, even Jameson Williams at this point, I feel like I'm playing everyone that I have. Like this offense is too good to not play.
Laporta?
He was hurt last week.
And Brock Wright's late.
It's so weird. I feel like even with Laporta there, Brock Wright's eating more than Laporta. Like I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I mean, if you have Laporta and he's playing, you're going to play Laporta. I think that's just the nature of it. Another guy, I wouldn't be afraid to put Hunter Henry in for Laporta as well.
I think that's a good call.
Especially if he's still a little banged up.
But yeah, a lot of the running backs, wide receivers, with that over under too, I'm playing with confidence.
Denver versus Vegas. This could be a gross game.
Are they sticking with Minshew?
It seems like it. I haven't heard anything else. He had a pretty good game last week. 2 tutties. You know, he did his job. They don't really have any other options, I don't think. Desmond Ridder is really bad. They figured that out pretty quickly. And then
isn't Brock Bowers a multi-positional athlete? Put him at
put him at QB. Honestly, it might be worth a shot. Denver's defense is also like pretty good.
Yeah. Do you think that Denver would put Surtain on Brock this week?
It depends, right? I don't know the play style of both very well. Like, is Brock too big bodied like to Surtain? Will he kind of like eat him up that way? If not, I could see it. He's their best target. That being said, don't play Jacoby Myers this week. Don't play Gardner Minshew this week. I wouldn't do it I should have done it last week, but don't do it this week. Running backs.
I'm in that boat.
I think don't play them. I don't know which one it's ever going to be at this point. I think never play them almost.
And never play any of the running backs. If you really need someone like Alexander Madison's somehow just been pretty relevant, just at least putting up like 5 or 6 points every week. But I'm not touching anyone on the Raiders side with a 10-foot pole. Denver
played Jaleel McLaughlin this week because I guess they're rotating them out or something. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So I think if you have Javonte, play him.
Do you know the quote that was like last week? It was estimated we want to get him some more work.
Mm-hmm.
We really like what we're seeing. And then I saw the clip from the interview after the game last week. He was like, "Yeah, we want to get estimate some more touches because he's young, but Javante's young, Jalil's young also. Like they're all gonna get their touches. So like, you can't really trust anything that Sean Payton's gonna say."
No, I think it's tough with that backfield because I think almost every game, one of those guys is probably going to score a touchdown. Estime, Jaleel, Javante, one of them is probably going to score, but you never know who it's going to be. So if you got Javante, I think, and you've been playing him, I think you have to keep playing him, especially in a matchup like this.
The one person that I have the most confidence in this game is Bo Nix. He's proven me wrong as a hater.
Yeah, absolutely. I fully agree. I think I'm okay with playing, Sutton,
Denver
Javante.
defense. That's who I want.
Denver defense looking nice for sure. Get them. They're looking sweet. I feel like they're flying a little bit under the radar. A little, like,
Definitely.
they're a team. They're a team. They can play with everyone, I think.
And if they beat the Chiefs, they would be one of the most.
Yeah, that's true.
They
almost beat the Chiefs. Yeah, I think they're flying a little bit under the radar just because no one really had high hopes for them.
They also just don't really have any like cool standout names too that you like really want to. Even like Bo Nix, even with how well he's playing, it's like it's Bo Nix.
Yeah, it's
like,
Bo Nix. Yeah, yeah, 100%. Ooh, I think this can be
first good
fun
game of the
week. Yep. I think from here on out, I think we got good games. I think from here on out we got good games.
so we can. I'm just gonna watch the Buccaneers Giants game at the noon slate. And then I'll switch over, avoid everything else, and then hop into the 3 o'clock games.
No need for red zone this time. Only Bucks Giants.
Yeah. But this game is gonna be interesting. It's a very close spread. Packers at home, high over under at 48.5, and two just pretty solid defenses. I think they're playing better than what these points are showing up as too. I'm really just gonna be playing everyone in these games because I'm pretty happy with all of it. I think there are going to be a couple turnovers too on each side, maybe from the quarterbacks too. So that's a downside, but there's also going to be so many touchdown potentials that are going to outweigh those. So I'm not really worried about the quarterbacks that much. The wide receiver side, I guess on the Packers is a lot more shaky. The 49ers, I'm throwing in Juwan and even Debo, even though he's been pretty lackluster this past week. He's like the wide receiver 2 now on that team instead of the wide receiver 1. But Green Bay, yeah, like I said, is kind of more messy. Jaden Reed got that touchdown last week, but after that, he didn't really do too much. And it was kind of the Christian Watson show, and it was mostly like what he did after the catch too. So maybe they give him some more targets finally. But Dobbs has really disappeared in the past couple of weeks, and same with Wicks. But anyone could pop off, I feel like, from this receiver group. It's just going to be who you're taking a shot on.
Yeah, this game's interesting for me because I think it's two teams who, I know the Packers won, but I think these teams both come off like pretty disappointing divisional games. San Francisco lost late to Seattle. They didn't look super great. Theoretically should have lost that game. They didn't look exceptional from what I saw. So I think it'll be interesting. Probably two teams looking to bounce back a little bit, offensively bounce back, have a little bit better offensive showing. So maybe that means it's going to be high scoring. I'm not sure that that's the case. You're going to play the guys that you have, at least, like, you're going to play Debo, you're going to play Juwan, you're going to play McCaffrey, you're going to play Purdy, you're going to play Jacobs, yep.
And then I'm playing the tight ends, too, I think, too.
Yeah,
Kraft
tight ends and Kittle plays. Yeah, I like that, too, but I'm really interested to see how this game goes. I'm not quite sure what this is going to look like. This is, like, my biggest question mark of a game.
Mm-hmm.
Another fun one, I think, we kind of talked a little bit before we started recording about this game, how we both kind of feel like this could go either way. I was originally on Arizona for like the first good portion of the day while I was thinking about who I wanted to pick, but then I went with Seattle just because I think they have a lot of momentum right now, after that big win, and I think Kenneth Walker might be able to control the game.
It's just nuts how close this division is. Arizona's on top with a 1-game win, but then everyone else is 5-5. Yeah. I don't know really how the matchups shake out, like interdivisional games, but I do think Seattle is better than Arizona, but like Arizona just keeps surprising me with these wins. I'm going to be trusting, and I don't know. I'm happy I just traded for Marvin Harrison in the league because he's going to be playing Seattle twice in like the next 3 weeks, and they're the worst team against the pass somehow, even though they have some cool cornerbacks, but apparently they're just not playing that well. So I'm loving the weapons for the Arizona team. And then it's just completely different on the Arizona side, which is nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, apparently super stout against the wide receivers, and we'll see how they match up against DK and JSN now, who is turning it on, dude.
JSN is doing well.
But I don't know if I would be playing him in this matchup. This feels more like a DK game than
I can see it.
JSN.
Yeah, I think it's going to be two different strategies for both teams. Like I think Seattle's going to come out with a rushing attack, and I think Arizona's going to come out looking to pass off the bat. So I think it's going to be a fun game. A lot of fun games here in the late slate. I think Kyler's going to have a good week. I think this could be like a big week from Kyler.
Kyler, and I like Kenneth Walker a lot in this matchup with.
That's. You know what? Watch out DFS. Maybe I'll go the Kyler Kenneth Walker stack. Could be epic. Maybe that's my strategy.
I already got my lineup built.
Do you? Man, that's crazy. That's why I lose, dude. You're always so prepped. Damn.
Our first difference.
Yeah. Is that true?
Yeah, I think so.
I had San Francisco.
Right.
That's the only other difference, I think. Yeah, Philadelphia and the Rams. Philadelphia looking pretty hot, but Rams are always a scary team.
Yeah, I want to play everyone because like all the weapons on these teams are studs, the running backs and the wide receivers, even the quarterbacks too. The amount of points that Philadelphia has been allowing is really scary for Puka or Cooper. Like, I don't think they're both going to eat. If it's going to be one, it will be one player that kind of does good, I think. And I don't know who that's going to be.
I think, I don't know either. It's so tough. It's going to be a coin flip, I think. Puka's been getting more of the targets. It seems like he's in better target share, but Cooper Kupp's been getting a lot of like the highly efficient touches, bigger plays, touchdowns, stuff like that. There was a safer option. It's probably Cooper Kupp because of that.
Yes. I mean, if Puka is the number one, Billy to kind of treat him as the number one and kind of shadow more coverage over to him, and then maybe it frees up something potentially for Cooper. But yeah, I think
either way, I feel like
playing them.
Yeah, like you're gonna play all these guys anyway. Like all these guys on this team are studs. Like Puka, Cooper Kupp, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley. You're not gonna sit any of these guys. Doesn't matter what the matchup is. So
I mean, the matchup is really nice for Devonta Smith. He's been really underwhelming me, honestly, the past couple of weeks. But with a game
Brown
like
hasn't been exceptionally. I think what's really happening is Saquon Barkley is so good. He's taking all of the touchdowns. He's having these long runs. He's breaking, like, those are plays that like they were passing before and they were making those long passes and they were scoring. Now it's Barkley's ripping off 60-yard touchdowns like it's nobody's business. Like, that's what I think that AJ Brown and Devontae Smith have seemed so disappointing, is because Saquon's been so good.
Okay. I can talk myself into this then. If the Rams can just kind of hang with the Eagles this week and finally give them some competition where they're going to have to be making those tougher throws and passing, then there are going to be some good starts.
I believe this is the Monday night game.
I think this is the last one. It's funny how the Chargers are playing back-to-back Monday night.
That is pretty funny. But I'm really excited for this game. Not only Harbaugh Bowl, once again, the Chargers. This is a good team, I think. They are a good team. And
they're good.
I think this is a game that Baltimore could lose too. Like, I think they could go on a little 2-game skid here.
They can definitely lose. You're choosing Chargers to win. I'm just kind of riding Baltimore and Lamar because I think Lamar's definitely playing as the best quarterback, so I'm going to trust him. I'm ecstatic to have anyone in this game. Ladd, once again, shout out. QJ, he's definitely an option this week. And then on the other side, like, you can definitely start Zay with confidence this week. Maybe even throw Bateman in there too. Or I have Deontay.
I think you want players in this game.
You just want the guys on the team. Maybe not necessarily the running backs I'm excited for, but all the wide receivers I'm pumped to have.
Passing game I think is nice. Dobbins. I mean you're gonna play Henry, obviously.
Dobbins is a touchdown guarantee this week.
Oh wow. Okay.
Revenge game.
Crazy.
Revenge game.
Oh my god, another revenge game. Yes. Oh, it's so sick actually. Dobbins is about to go for 204.
I mean, who's go. But it's also a Gus Edwards revenge game, so who's going to actually get the touches?
They're actually only running the ball. Don't start any Chargers wide receivers. They're only running the football today on Monday.
Isn't the offensive coordinator from Baltimore? Greg Roman?
Is Greg No, it's not. Greg Roman is on Baltimore right now. Is Baltimore.
Oh.
I'm looking it up. I'm looking up Greg Roman because I don't remember. Offensive coordinator for the Los Angeles Chargers is Greg Roman. This is a full revenge game for everybody involved.
Yeah.
This is crazy. This is actually insane. This is narrative street right here. We got Harbaugh Bowl. We got the revenge games out the wazoo. This is sick. This is fantastic.
I wish this was like a noon game to actually be able
I just want to watch it, dude.
Yeah. This should be the Thursday night game. Goddamn.
Why is it Tuesday Night Football, please? Like we said, I think start everyone that you have.
Yeah, so not the best slate of games this week, but there are some really good games coming closer to the end of the week that we are excited for. We'll be back with a Week 13 slate. That'll be the Thanksgiving slate, I believe. So there's going to be a lot more Thursday night games to cover. And is there going to be a Friday night game too this year?
Don't think so. I think they...
Oh, damn. But I liked that. That Black Friday game.
I like it.
We'll be coming out with 2 DFS lineups too next week. What we talked
2
about.
losses, baby. Let's go.
And we can spoil it now, but AJ lost the DFS competition again. So comment down below what his punishment should be for next episode, and he can fulfill that.
Sure. Yeah, just punish me more for losing 12 games in a row. I'm not. Am I punished? Am I not punished enough already? Like, come on, no.
Comment down below who you want to drop from his team, and then he'll have to drop them.
That's crazy. I'm not gonna be doing that. Thanks for watching. We will see you all next time.
Bye.